In my book, Lord of the Flies by William Golding, there's definitely a lot of stuff going on with the characters and one another and their interactions that I find really interesting. So for this week's book Babble, I really wanted to talk about that because I feel as though it is really important and it is going to play a lot of roles later on in the book. So at this point, the boys have just keep having meetings, like I said, and as they hunt and look for food, and certain things happen with the weather and whatnot going on, I feel as though there's definitely some sort of alliances forming between the boys. And I would say that Jack and some of his boys and some of the choir boys who originally they saw on the island when they were all called with the conch, and they thought that they were some sort of monster at first. I feel as though they are definitely more alongside the lines, more aligned towards Piggy, or I mean Ralph, because I feel that he is the more dominant one. He is the one who is helping control the situation and having the boys not freak out. And then on the other side, there's Piggy and some of his friends, and they're not necessarily friends, I would feel like, but I feel as though they definitely have each other's back. And the author is choosing to do this because there's definitely going to be something happening on later with like the interactions within the boys. Because we definitely know that the author did not just place the boys on the island for any specific reason, other than the fact of them having to govern themselves and find and come with a working order that is going to benefit all the boys on the island. It's not just going to be about resources and struggling to survive, because that is just what every other novel is about when it comes to a tale of survival. This book is different in that aspect that there are so many relationships that are complex with one of the boys. For example, Ralph and Jack share an interesting relationship where they kind of watch each other's back, where they don't do that for the other boys. They will tell them if they hear something about them being said, or maybe they feel as though they are not doing something right. They would definitely have each other's back, and that will benefit them later on, because it is better to have some friends on the island that you can trust than to have none at all. So I feel as though the interesting relationships are going to be a good thing and a bad thing on in the text as the text continues, because of everything there that is like entailed with each of the relationships.